song is While I'm Here. Hey, welcome to a bold and distant future. We are here to look at the week's news at a rapid pace, so you don't have to. And we're joined by Craig.
Hello, everyone.
Good to see you both.
Great.
Good to hear you both.
Glad to be here.
Well, thank you. Well, we're going to start off with a light topic and work our way to the heavier stuff, kind of. One of the first things is, if Obama had done something like this, it would be front page news. But in this current kind of media environment and news we have going around, it's nothing. But at the White House, Trump walked past a flag that appears to be on the ground in his new flagpole. Here it is. Donald Trump walks past an American flag that appears to be touching the ground in a viral White House photo. This was November 16th.
Huh.
Desecration of the American flag yet again. I don't know how they can claim it's not touching the ground.
Yeah, he seems to have a interesting relationship with the flag. Weren't we watching something about this the other day? You brought up somebody who grabbed the American flag and sort of threw it either on the ground or onto a chair or something.
Yes, they were doing an unveiling of Trump artwork of some kind, some hideous thing, and they covered it with a flag, like a drape, and then they pulled the American flag off of this artwork, and Trump was standing there, and the guy held it in his hand all crumpled up like a big ball, then kind of threw it onto a chair next to him, behind the painting, kind of. This is, it's symbolic.
Maybe it's at half-mast, but it's for Cheney to kind of drooped.
They redefine everything, even half-mast. Yep, that's MAGA.
The ravaged White House behind him, flag on the ground. What does he have to actually walk on the flag? Is that what they need? Is that what we need to get outraged about this kind of thing?
Wow. Hey, you guys heard that Cheney's funeral is coming up here in a day or two.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it's going to be in D.C. And all living presidents, with the exception of one, will be attending.
Wow, well...
Yeah, they were not. Trump and Vance did not get invitations.
Wow.
Oh, they just were snubbed. It's not like they're refusing to go. They weren't invited at all.
Exactly.
Wow. Way to go.
Yeah. So I forget, is George Bush Sr. still around?
He's gone.
He's gone. So, yeah, it's going to be, I guess, then Clinton and Obama and Bush Jr.
Yeah. Bush Jr. and Biden, yeah. Wow.
Oh, and Biden.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Biden's probably been invited. I don't know what shape he's in now.
Yeah.
I saw him giving a speech the other day somewhere. He made some remarks. I know he was battling cancer, but I think he's still moving. Hey, Michael Flynn, he wants they're going to give him $50 million, the Department of Justice.
Okay.
Why? Does anyone know why?
You got to remind me, who's Michael Flynn?
He's a former general who was closely associated with Trump in his first administration. But then he pled guilty, and I don't exactly remember to what, but now they're awarding him. And then Trump wants $230 million from the Department of Justice for some grievance. I think
you're just squeezing the government. What's left of it?
Yeah.
It's Grift Incorporated.
How the hell did we get here?
No kidding.
Well, the good news is that I think people are beginning to catch on that the guy is, a con man.
Yeah.
It's slowly taking hold. I honestly don't think he's going to last his term. Of course, I never really thought he would last his term. But then we get Vance. That's going to be a whole other thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys been watching South Park?
No.
I have not either.
Oh, please.
I haven't been watching it.
Get yourself a Paramount Plus subscription and go watch South Park. The last 3 episodes are amazing.
I need to watch
Very,
it.
very subtle, kind of, Oscar Wilde type wit.
I need to watch it.
Uh,
I haven't. So, who are they taking apart now?
let's see. This last episode.
I heard Satan was pregnant with Trump's baby.
Yeah, Trump is having a butt baby with Satan, and he's trying to abort it. Vance is trying to help him, and in this last episode, they get it on white explicitly. You all understand what I mean by getting it on, right? I don't have to go
Yeah,
into
you
any
don't.
detail.
Yeah. We're hip. We're hip to the language you kids use these days. Don't worry. The Texas government is not able to use their redrawn voting maps, so it's voted down.
Yeah, hey.
Yay!
That's huge. Yeah.
And now California voted it in, and we still can proceed, and they can't. I think they're going to take it to the Supreme Court, but I think it's going to probably be voted down there too.
Don't know. This Supreme Court is so hard to read, at least for me. They seem to swing in different directions, depending on the time of day. But that could happen. They could refuse to hear it.
That's an interesting turn of events. So now,
Yeah, it kind of backfired.
yeah, it did kind of backfire on them. Well,
And then Indiana has its legislature refused to redistrict. I think that was last night's news.
Well, that's probably Indiana. I mean, it's a red state,
Mm-hmm.
and it's solidly red. I lived for a while in Indiana, in Indianapolis, and it is a strange place.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much, although geographically it isn't. They're on the right side of the Mason-Dixon line, I believe, but it's very southern.
Mm-hmm.
Which is both good and bad. It means you get access to good food and good music, but the politics are just weird.
Yeah, abhorrent. Yeah, good music, good food, but abhorrent.
Yep.
politics.
well, these are further signs of the blue wave. So that'll be nice to see come election time.
Mm-hmm.
I think most Americans are against gerrymandering. If they did a poll, wouldn't most people be against that?
Well, there's been talk for decades about an independent commission,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess you'd have to implement that at the state level. I don't know if you could do that at the federal level. So, yeah, I mean, of course, what California did, as much as I support it, is kind of gerrymandering, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think it is officially, but it was voted on by the citizens of California, and I think that's the main difference. It's not just legislators deciding
Yeah.
on their own.
And as a corrective measure, which once the actions are taken, then it'll return to the independent commission that will determine the maps, the districts.
Oh, okay.
So it is gerrymandering in the here and now for a short term. So it's believed, but that should remain true.
How is that playing in California? Not being there, it's hard for me to really get a sense. But I mean, there's a significant portion of California in the central and the south, particularly the southeast. That's pretty darn Republican. How are they handling this?
It was actually 61%.
Oh,
61% in favor of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And like 30s or something.
But Scooter, that's a great question because I'm surprised corporate media isn't even picking up or allowing for any of that disagreement or angst from the Republicans. It just doesn't cover anything at all of substance. And so unless you're, I think, involved in that Republican bubble, you're not going to get any information on it.
maybe you need to do a field trip to Bakersfield or something.
Yeah. Orange County.
Yeah, mostly, I mean, in my neighborhood, there were yes on 50 posters around, you know. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a little episode I'm going to put a sound bite on. It's about 30 seconds long, but you're going to hear some sort of lo-fi audio that was taken.
Not releasing the Epstein files. Fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't care what you do. Start a fucking war. Just don't let them get out. If I go down, I will bring all of you down with me.
I don't know if you heard that well enough, but basically it was Trump screaming at someone on his staff about, you know, do anything to stop the files from coming out. Start a war if you have to, he says. So wag the dog, it's insane. Can you imagine what it would be like to work under Trump in that kind of capacity? Him throwing tantrums every day?
I would call upon my personal withering power.
I'm not 100% sure if that's legit, but I'm pretty sure it is. It sounds like someone just put on their recorder and recorded it. But that had to be recorded before November 16th, because November 16th was his first indication that he wanted the files to be released. All of a sudden he wants to release the files. What happened?
There used to be a columnist for the Weekly World News who, and I'm sure it was a put on, I'm sure it was satirical, but all of his columns read exactly like this, just histrionic, name calling, you know, just coming up with these amazing statements filled with, you know, adjectives. So radical left lunatics, you know, deflecting from the great success of the Republican Party, which I notice is capitalized, on and on and on and on. And yeah, our president is now at the level of the Weekly World News. That's all I'm really saying. Wish I remembered who that was.
It's not Paul Harvey. He wasn't, Weekly World News didn't have that kind of syndicate. He was more syndicated, I think. But
Oh, Weekly World News. It's wonderful. I used to have a subscription.
yeah, it had the most outlandish covers.
Yeah, that was the home of Bat Boy.
Yeah, Bat Boy. They had strange covers. They were the ones you saw in the grocery store, and it was, you know, they're like, this can't
Ed
be real.
Anger was the guy's name.
It's fitting.
Just looked him up. And Weekly World News does have a website, and yeah, they've got all his columns here.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I'm madder than a bull in a bounce house about this Epstein client list cover-up. Folks, I'm so steamed I could fry an egg on my forehead. It goes on and on. Yeah, I mean, it just, maybe they got the same, you know, ghostwriter or something.
To do Trump stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, the House overwhelmingly passed the bill seeking to release the Epstein files. This is old news already. And it went from the Congress to the Senate, and they've passed it as well. So now it sits on Trump's desk, and we're waiting for him to veto it or whatever. Yeah, he won't veto it. I don't know what he'll do. Sit on it, delay it.
Well, first they'd have to redact all the Republican names.
Yeah, this is not the fear that they're going to take all the Republican names out, or they already have. I think it was Epstein's brother who came out saying, oh, I was talking to someone and that's what they're going to do. But then I saw someone else saying that, you know, all the people that wrote this stuff are probably still alive. And if you start deleting things, there's a lot of people who are going to stand up and say, hey, no, that's not the way it was, you know.
Yeah.
Don't they make copies of these things?
I would imagine that it'll probably be released. We'll be able to go to Browser's books, except it doesn't exist anymore, and buy it. That's something to look forward to. It'd be a good stocking stuffer.
Yeah, put it next to my Project 2024 900-page binder. This is happening, and that's the one to keep our eyes on. Even those 20,000 emails, I did visit the website where they're housed, and it's grueling to get through. You have to punch in codes and do searches, and it's searchable in some way, but the way it's formatted is like really difficult to get through.
Huh.
You know, well, Trump is abusing women on camera, and it's just his natural inclination to, you know, wag a finger at a at a woman and scream the hell at her, call her quiet piggy.
Yeah.
This is so troubling.
She asked him a question about the Epstein files that was uncomfortable for him, and he just responded this way.
Maybe it's code.
I can't believe, that everybody hasn't picked this up and ran with it. I mean, it's like the inverted iceberg, right? Or, this small, tiny thing underneath, but what it really reveals is just this utter disregard for anything except the gold fixtures he's glued onto his walls.
That is a hideous tie.
Yeah.
And that's who he said quiet piggy to?
No, Zation. This is Carolyn Levitt, his press secretary.
I recognize her.
It's Christy Noem.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was recently in St. Paul, where ICE is doing its thing. It's getting ugly.
That's Pam Bondi.
There we go. Pam Blondie.
Who is this?
That's Tulsi Gabbard. She's
right.
the intelligence director.
Lack of intelligence director, yeah.
What a clown show.
It's only understandable that he would lash out at anyone asking questions about stuff, because that's what he does when he's behind the curtain, when he's with his own staff, as evidenced by that little bit of audio.
Not releasing the Epstein files. Fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't care what you do. Start a fucking war. Just don't let them get out. If I go down, I will bring all of you down with me.
One sort of truism about politics is you don't want to alienate journalists because they report,
Yeah.
and they'd be more than happy to return the favor.
I hope women keep taking him on like that and deflate his, outdated male ego and bring him down and just keep asking him about Epstein until his last day in office,
So yeah, this is interesting. Not to change the subject too
Not at
quickly,
all.
but this is worth talking about. We're well on the way to becoming Saudi America.
Yes. I
This
mean,
guy was involved with Al Qaeda, and he had that journalist killed, and yet there he is in his little gold-plated, set with the Donald, who was sitting on a gold chair. What is this thing with gold?
it's his brand, I guess. Spray paint everything gold. That's his brand. At least he had the dignity to meet Putin in Alaska. Couldn't you have met this guy in Alaska too? Some, not on the mainland or whatever.
Yeah, well, we have research bases in Antarctica. Maybe that would be a good place, for our next meeting with the tin pot dictator, Bush, the smirking chimp. And right after 9/11, he had Saudi. He had a prince. What was his name? Prince Bashir or something? They were out in the terrace smoking cigars, watching the Pentagon burn.
I don't recall that, but I'll look into it.
Yeah, look it up.
I'll look it up.
Pretty sure I'm not making that up. Although these days I can never be too sure.
Dude, you're
So-
making stuff up again?
Hey, Eddie.
Eddie's here.
Better late than never, huh?
That's all right. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. We were just talking about the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia visiting the Oval Office.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
It's just, tyrants and dictators and bad guys,
Unite.
united.
I think they're in the process of carving up the planet.
Yeah,
might be a good
everybody wants their slice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I
Lead
have,
into Venezuela, by the way. Kind of waiting for that to show up.
Yeah.
the war with Venezuela is ongoing. I guess they
It's
brought.
ramping up in a big way, really big way. I don't know how many ships we have down there, but we've got the better part of. I heard 10% of the Navy is now in the Caribbean.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're refurbishing bases in Puerto Rico and in the Virgin Islands. That's 800 kilometers from Venezuela. There's apparently been significant CIA activity. The Maduro government, so I hear, busted a group that were planning a false flag where they were going to torpedo a warship, an American warship, which, would have been the sinking of the Maine all over again.
So why are we going to war with Venezuela? Is it strictly over the drug trade?
Nah, It's enforcing the Monroe Doctrine. Venezuela's been making overtures to Russia and to China, and China and Russia have been returning the favor, and we're staking out our territory. Plus, we don't like Maduro. There's a $50 million price on his head.
From who?
Us.
Oh, how nice is that?
Yeah, tax dollars at work, right? It's we are going to go to war, and this is the distraction. This is what always happens when you get an authoritarian in trouble. It happened with Reagan when the Lebanon Marines barrack got blown up. On the way back home, they invaded Grenada.
Yeah.
And then Margaret Thatcher was dipping in the polls to the point where she was almost irrecoverable, so they had the Falklands. I mean, this is standard procedure. We do this all the time.
Yeah.
So it's the war that the Epstein files started? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we could call this the Epstein War.
The Epstein War. But,
It also takes pressure off on domestic stuff, like, ICE doesn't seem to be particularly popular right now.
Not at all.
So you got that. You got, in about a month or so, everybody's medical insurance premiums are going to go through the roof. Things domestically look like crap. And so what better way than to have a lovely, such a lovely war.
Yeah.
And our usual place to host such festivities is Latin America. So.
Yeah, we're in a sorry state, I think, heading that way. But I thought once the Epstein files were out, there's no need for a distraction anymore. Is he just distracting from any other number of things he's doing?
Well, they've got 30 days to get the files out, so that'll be enough time to get the black pen out.
Yep. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Chances are that there's going to be a lot of redactions.
Oh, yeah.
It's already beginning to play out, interestingly. You heard about Larry Sommer, right?
Yeah, is he affiliated with Harvard?
Yes,
He was president one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's implicated in the files, right?
Yep.
He's not. He has already resigned from teaching, apparently.
Yeah. And I can't believe we didn't touch on, that's worth at least 15 minutes worth of, old and distant future. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
What? No, what?
Oh, there was an Epstein email. Maybe we did touch on this, in which he's talking to his brother, I think. He says that Putin has photos of Trump going down on Bubba.
Oh, yeah. Blowing Bubba, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we talked about that in the last show or not, but yeah, that was
And there's some confusion as to whether that is the former president or if it's a stallion.
Because it's the name of
named Bubba.
Yeah, Maxwell's horse. She had a horse named Bubba. It's more and more absurd. I mean, I think every time these files release another tidbit as they reveal themselves, they'll just have to bomb another village or blow up another ship or do something to kind of minimize it in the news.
The interesting thing is it doesn't seem to be helping in the numbers. I was reading an article yesterday. Trump's approval rating is down to 39%. The prediction for the midterms is like 14. Right now, it's like, I think it's 50 something to 41. I want to say there's a 14-point difference.
I've heard the 14-point as well.
So the distractions don't seem to be doing their job. And we all get to enjoy them anyway.
Does he figure that that anti-war demonstrations, if there are things that happen like that, are going to get violent? He's going to goad the citizens of the United States to get violent in the streets, and then he can shut the country down and use force?
He's been waiting for violence in the street.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really looking forward to a massacre.
I think Portland has led the way, however.
Yeah.
The naked bike ride, the roller skaters, the guys in blow-up suits, and the dancing in the street. I'm like, yeah, just do it, man. This is the way.
Can't do that in St. Paul, unfortunately, a naked bike ride.
You could, but certain appendages might freeze off. Maybe little gloves.
I think that's just a reminder that we need to stay peaceful in our demonstrations
Yeah.
and, 100% nonviolent. So they have no cause. More and more people are going to join, and hopefully the next protest, there will be more than 7 million. I hope we get up to that 10, 11 million mark,
Yeah.
which is the 3.5, which we need. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here, airing it out on a bold and distant future, and lots to talk about, lots to think about. And thank you for anyone listening today.
A quick question. This is actually a legitimate question. What day is Thanksgiving?
Thursday next week.
27.
What-
Yeah.
The 27th. And when does this strike happen? This kind of week-long boycott?
It begins on the 20.
Typical Black Friday stuff.
Yeah, it's Black Friday to December 2nd. So I think
Okay.
that
There you
that is the economic blackout.
Yeah. Probably just good to remind everybody.
Yep. Yes.
I don't suppose we heard anything about the blue wave today, did we?
We had one mention of it in terms of what's happening in Montana. They're burning Trump paraphernalia in Montana,
Nice.
which is a pretty red state. So I have a friend
Yeah,
in Montana.
that's not insignificant.
Yeah.
I think that's where we need to look. We need to keep our eyes on any forms of dissent in the red states. I mean, when those numbers start shifting away from Trump, then we know we've got something. And
Keep
it's
your-
showing signs of that now.
Yeah, keep your eye on North Carolina, particularly what's going on in Charlotte.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for joining us today, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys. Sorry I was late. We'll try to do better.
No problem. Always welcome, Eddie. Welcome aboard. All right, guys. I'm going to sign us off. Thank you so much for being here.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. So we signed off.